What if I told you that for decades we've been asking the wrong question about getting older? We've obsessed over extending our lifespan, the number of years on our birth certificate. But what good are those extra years if they're spent in sickness and decline? The real goal, the secret that the healthiest people on Earth have mastered, isn't about living longer. It's about extending your health span, the number of years you live a vibrant, fulfilling, and functionally independent life. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the overlooked, scientifically proven strategies that can help you do just that. This isn't about miracle cures or expensive tech. It's about simple, integrated habits that can fundamentally change how you age. Let's be honest. The fear of aging isn't really about the number. It's the fear of what that number might bring. Chronic disease, cognitive decline, a life that becomes smaller. We see older relatives struggle, and we assume that path is our destiny. But modern science is telling us a different story. A growing body of research shows that our genetics play a much smaller role than we once thought. In fact, a recent Oxford study found that environmental and lifestyle factors account for far more of the variation in mortality risk than our genes do. This is incredibly empowering. It means the remote control for your health is firmly in your hands. But where do you even start? The internet is a fire hose of advice, from trendy diets to extreme workout routines. It's noisy, confusing, and often unsustainable. That's why today we're cutting through that noise. We're going to reveal 5 of the most powerful, yet often underestimated secrets to extending your health span. These aren't just tips. They are foundational pillars designed to work together to create a life that is not just long, but deeply and truly well-lived. The first secret might surprise you because it has nothing to do with diet or exercise. It's about your people. Strong, meaningful social connections are one of the single most powerful predictors of a long and healthy life. This isn't just a feel-good idea, it's a biological command. A landmark meta-analysis compiling data from over 300,000 people found that individuals with strong social ties had a 50% increased likelihood of survival compared to those with weaker connections. This effect is so significant, its impact on mortality risk is comparable to quitting smoking, and it exceeds the risks tied to obesity and physical inactivity. So, what's the science here? When you have a deep conversation with a friend, get a hug from a family member, or just laugh with a group, your brain releases a cocktail of beneficial chemicals like oxytocin and dopamine. These are nature's antidote to stress. They actively lower cortisol, the infamous stress hormone that, when chronically high, drives inflammation, weakens the immune system, and contributes to nearly every major age-related disease. On the flip side, loneliness and social isolation are now seen as serious public health risks. They create a state of chronic threat in the nervous system, leading to higher inflammation and an increased risk of heart disease, stroke, dementia, and depression. A 2020 study even found that loneliness and wisdom are inversely correlated, suggesting our connections help us build the resilience and perspective we need for mental well-being in later life. The blue zones, regions where people live the longest, healthiest lives, all share one thing in common. Their cultures are built around tight-knit communities. They don't schedule social time. It's woven into the fabric of their daily lives. The actionable step is to treat your social health like your physical health. Be intentional. Schedule that weekly call. Join a club, a class, or a volunteer group that lights you up. Emerging ideas around creative aging highlight how doing creative activities in a group can boost social bonds and emotional resilience. Nurture the bonds you already have. This isn't a soft skill. It's a core survival mechanism. Your social network is your biological safety net. Our second secret takes us from the communal to the cellular. We need to talk about the trillions of tiny power plants inside your body, your mitochondria. You might remember them from high school biology as the powerhouse of the cell, and that's exactly right. They take the food you eat and the air you breathe and turn them into the energy that powers everything from your heartbeat to your thoughts. The health of your mitochondria is directly linked to how well you age. As we get older, their function can decline, leading to lower energy, more inflammation, and a higher risk of age-related diseases. Research now shows that our metabolic and immune health are deeply intertwined, dictating our susceptibility to disease as we age. The secret isn't just what you eat, but how your food affects these tiny engines. The key is a diet that protects and boosts mitochondrial function. This means eating whole, unprocessed foods. Think vibrant vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, and lean proteins. These foods are packed with antioxidants and polyphenols, which act like a cellular defense force, protecting your mitochondria from damage. A diet focused on these foods helps protect against a host of diseases, including heart disease, cancer, and neurodegenerative conditions. Just as important is limiting the foods that actively harm your mitochondria. This means processed foods, sugary drinks, and unhealthy fats, which all drive inflammation and put a heavy strain on your cellular machinery. It's like putting cheap fuel in a high-performance engine. Eventually, it's going to sputter. Certain dietary strategies are also gaining attention for their mitochondrial benefits. Approaches like intermittent fasting have been shown in some studies to reduce inflammation and improve mitochondrial function. Supplements can play a supporting role, but they're no substitute for a healthy diet. Nutrients that support mitochondrial energy production might aid in healthy aging, but this should be approached with care. The most powerful tool is on your plate. By eating to fuel your mitochondria, you're not just feeding your body, you're powering up your life at the most fundamental level. When most of us think exercise for health, we think of cardio. And while that's critical, our third secret is all about the neglected side of fitness: muscle strength, stability, and mobility. As we age, we naturally lose muscle in a process called sarcopenia. This muscle loss is a primary driver of frailty, lost independence, and a higher risk of falls. Simply put, strong muscles are a signature of healthy aging. Federal guidelines recommend at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity a week, but they also recommend muscle strengthening activities at least 2 days a week. This is the part many of us skip. But get this, recent research has shown that structured exercise, including both endurance and resistance training, can slow or even reverse our epigenetic age, the molecular changes that track our biological age. One study found that sedentary women shave 2 years off their epigenetic age after just 8 weeks of combined aerobic and strength training. This isn't about becoming a bodybuilder, it's about functional strength. Can you carry your groceries without a struggle? Can you get up off the floor without using your hands? A simple sitting-rising test has been shown to be a surprisingly accurate predictor of longevity. Your ability to do this is directly tied to a longer, more independent life. So how do you do it? Start strength training. This can be bodyweight exercises like squats and planks, or you can use weights and resistance bands. Focus on compound movements that work multiple muscle groups. And don't forget mobility and balance. Practices like yoga or tai chi can keep you flexible and prevent the stiffness that often comes with age. Even vigorous gardening counts. The goal is to build a body that can serve you well, allowing you to move through the world with confidence for your entire life. Exercise isn't just about adding years to your life, it's about preserving your physical freedom. The fourth secret is knowing that your brain, like a muscle, needs both exercise and rest. Welcome to the mental gymnasium. For years, we thought the brain was pretty much fixed after childhood. We now know that's completely wrong. The brain has a remarkable quality called neuroplasticity, meaning it can create new pathways throughout your life. But to do that, it needs a challenge. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities helps build what's called a cognitive reserve. Think of it as a buffer for your brain. The more connections you build, the more resilient your brain becomes to age-related damage. Studies show that people who regularly learn new skills, read, or play instruments have a lower risk of dementia. The key is novelty and challenge. If you've done crossword puzzles your whole life, it's time to try something new, like learning a language or taking an online course. Swapping passive screen time for an activity that truly engages your brain is one of the best investments you can make. The other side of the mental gymnasium is rest and recovery, which means managing stress. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, which, as we know, drives inflammation. In the brain, it can damage the hippocampus, an area key for memory, and raise the risk for anxiety and depression. Stress management isn't a luxury, it's a non-negotiable part of aging well. Practices like meditation and deep breathing are scientifically proven to lower stress and its harmful effects. And getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is critical. Sleep is when your brain cleans house, clearing out metabolic waste, including the amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's disease. Researchers studying nonagenarians in Italy's Salento region found that while their physical health wasn't always great, their mental well-being was significantly better, a trait linked to their long lives. By actively stimulating your brain and intentionally calming your mind, you're building a sharper, more resilient brain for the long haul. Our final secret is a mindset shift. It's about going from being a passive patient to the active CEO of your own health. Too many of us are reactive, only seeing a doctor when something breaks. Healthy aging requires a proactive blueprint, a commitment to prevention and early detection. The most common chronic conditions in older adults, like high blood pressure and high cholesterol, often have no early symptoms, but can lead to devastating outcomes if ignored. Being the CEO of your health means scheduling and prioritizing regular preventative care. This includes annual physicals, but also routine dental and eye exams, which can be early warning systems for other health issues. This consistent relationship with your doctor allows them to spot subtle changes before they become big problems. It also means being an empowered partner in your own care. Ask questions. Understand your numbers: blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar. We have more access to our personal health data than ever before, so use it for awareness, not obsession. Notice trends in your sleep, activity, and heart rate to have more productive conversations with your doctor. A proactive blueprint also includes making your home safer to prevent falls, a leading cause of lost independence. It means seeing how all the other secrets, your diet, exercise, social life, and stress levels, are the daily tasks you oversee as CEO. The combined impact of these healthy behaviors is stunning. Studies have shown that a consistently healthy lifestyle can extend life expectancy by over a decade compared to an unhealthy one. This final secret ties everything together. It's about taking radical responsibility for your well-being. You're in the driver's seat. By creating a proactive health blueprint, you're not just hoping for a healthy future, you're actively building it, one choice at a time. As you've probably noticed, none of these secrets work in a silo. They're all deeply interconnected. When you prioritize social connections, you're more likely to be active and less likely to be depressed. When you eat to fuel your mitochondria, you have more energy for exercise and greater mental clarity. When you manage your stress, you sleep better, allowing your body and brain to repair themselves. This isn't a checklist to obsess over. It's a holistic system for a more vibrant life. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Small, sustainable changes across these 5 areas will have a much bigger impact than a short-term, extreme effort in just one. The real takeaway here is just how empowered you are. The narrative that your later years are destined for decline is outdated and, for the most part, untrue. The power to extend your health span, to add life to your years, is largely in your control. Aging isn't a passive process happening to you, it's an active one that you can shape. You have the secrets, you have the blueprint. The only question is, what will you choose to build with it? If this video gave you a new perspective on aging, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to join our community. We want to hear from you. What is one small change you're inspired to make after watching this? Share it in the comments below. Your journey could be the spark someone else needs to start theirs. Thanks for watching, and here's to a long and vibrant health span.